Happy 115th Facebook Live Wednesday. I was debating on what to do this morning, and I decided, yesterday, those of you who looked at my Facebook Live promo graphic, it was, what do your kids need this summer? I've been tutoring some students. I've been doing memory exercises with them, reading comprehension, writing, speed reading, memory, all kinds of stuff. And then I thought, these kids are really stressed out. Some of them are taking PE, which is 5 hours every day for 12 consecutive days. Others are doing intense, band or orchestra or violin or soccer, and these extracurricular activities do take a toll on their mind and their body. Nothing wrong with that. But what our kids really need is what I think all of us need. And recently, I've been having some quality time doing nothing. You see me a lot on social media. I create my little TikTok parenting tips, and I'm realizing that what we need to reset, re-energize, and just, build sometimes it's building self-confidence. Sometimes it's healing from burnout, is just doing nothing. But then I thought, am I going to just go on for a couple minutes and say, yes, what kids need is doing nothing. And, there is a tendency for, telling everyone you have to avoid social media, or at least, unregulated social media time, especially for kids, can be detrimental to their mental health. And studies show, and I told my daughter, I think I have an addiction as well. I might justify it by I'm sharing parenting tips, but then, or I am looking at cute panda videos and laughing at the funny videos that you folks are probably enjoying as well. But I thought, we really are so used to being engaged in entertaining ourselves, right? Whether it's scrolling on social media, watching YouTube, maybe even like enjoying, movies on Netflix or Hulu or, whatever platform you like to use. And there's a lot of benefits for being intellectually stimulated, but I came up with some ways for kids. You want to just have them enjoy downtime and enjoy doing nothing. So if you are one of those parents, and I was one of them, I don't want your brains to be turning into mush. You guys need to do something intellectually stimulating. But it could just be, 10 minutes of intellectual stimulation. And then other days, yes, tutoring sessions are normally an hour, but I do divide the section up, right? I practice everything from deep breathing, sometimes drawing on the whiteboard on Zoom, sometimes just talking about how they're feeling, as well as the academic part of it. But these are my suggestions on what kids need. It could just be playing with friends, just unplanned, sometimes spontaneous playing with friends or pets brings excitement because it's something that wasn't planned. Does it take planning? Yes. But sometimes you can just do things on the spur of the moment. My youngest daughter, Chelsea, and I went to the K-pop friend store, and then we decided to go to Daiso. We decided to try, just different places to eat. And, Don Quixote, and then coming home, and I thought, just that simple outing was a lot of fun, and we just sometimes have that same fun at home. We are going to do, and this is one of the suggestions. I told my husband we are going to be doing this. And he goes, that sounds fun for you guys. I said, no, we are going to do this as a family. And this is an exfoliating foot mask. I think I got this at TJ Maxx, and they're only like $4.99, I think, for, I think it was 3 packages. Very, very healthy to do, fun to do. And sometimes kids will be like, I don't want to do that. Whether it's a face mask, a foot mask, these are really good on your feet. And, you know, they exfoliate, they smooth, they are a great way for self-care. Second one, playing a sport or a game without any pressure to win. And this is a hard one because most people want to win. So you might have a hard time getting that competitive spirit out. But, you know, celebrate the person who didn't do well maybe. And just know that the objective of the game is just to have fun and participate. Some kids might say, I don't want to do this. This is boring. Engage them. Just say, you know what, 10 minutes, and then you can, you know, go on your phone. Maybe use that as short incentive, but you can go on your phone for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, yes, because we do need to practice. And I think this is something that's really difficult is, you know, just having a social media timeout. Whether it is an hour, whether it is stopping video games throughout your day, because they might not be able to do a full 24 hours. But, you know, as a teen, as a child, social media is their air. They do not feel complete without it. I don't know how you feel if you, like I left my car on the phone yesterday and I thought, I'm going to be okay. But, you know, when you want to just either Google search something, maybe doing price comparison, maybe you're finding out like if this is healthy or not. I didn't have my phone. I thought, wow, it does feel weird, right? And then luckily my daughter had her phone. But really practice this, you know, unregulated social media timeout. Just really have limits, because if you don't have limits, then they will end up spending 67 hours, right? And you could have a day where you can go on social media no matter what. And that's for the day. And they'll feel like, oh my gosh, really? And, you know, and that's what I mean by just letting kids be. I had someone who just wanted to go to an art museum because she had never been to one. Other kids just want to, you know, visit a particular shave ice place. But whatever it is, sometimes kids will tell you what they need. And you'll be surprised that, you know, sometimes it doesn't involve purchasing something. Oftentimes it might be. But what you want kids is to practice other ways of spending their time. Of course, get up, get out, and get moving. Unstructured play. If you have little ones running at a park, at the beach, in your front yard. I remember taking balloons and we did bubbles at a park in an I remember. And you know, when you're blowing bubbles and you're in nature, it is a different feeling than blowing bubbles at home. So try something different. Water play. I remember we had water guns, we had the hose, and you know, a lot of you guys are probably doing this already, but find different ways of getting up, getting out, and moving. Maybe do some weird stretches in your backyard. The other day, we look up, you know, 5-minute yoga poses, and do something that's healthy for their physical health. Practice compassion. This is an activity that you can do as a family. And it's building social and emotional skills. It could be helping care, you know, ask for permission, especially during COVID, and people might not be comfortable with you being close to them. But you can help someone or your neighbor carry their bags from their car to the front door, right? You can help someone at, you know, and I always appreciate this when my daughters help me carry heavy items and take them to the car, or carry my basket. You know, you want to do that you might not want to do this to a stranger, but just find ways where, I did this once, and people are doing it where it's just random acts of kindness. And you can, I think someone was short of change. Oh my gosh, it is Mel and George. Hi guys, thank you for joining. I did this where, you know, you can just pay for the person in front of you, or someone was, I think it was a group of girls, and they were like searching for coins. They were like maybe, I don't know, 15 cents short. And you just give them the quarter. You'd be amazed at how happy they are. And if you have your daughter or your son or just someone say, hey, why don't you give this to them? And the brightest smile that you see when you're doing a random act of kindness just soothes your soul and makes you feel like a piece of heaven, you know? Sometimes it's the simple acts of kindness that make you feel happy. Volunteer work. I know that I always stress to my students, if you're building your resume for, college applications or just part-time jobs, people are looking for, what are you giving back? It's not just the straight A's. Sometimes they don't mind the mediocre grades, but what kind of human are you? And some of my students volunteer at the Humane Society. I know Chelsea was really into the Leo Club, the DECA Club. There's so many organizations out there, and even in school. I think the blood bank, she just went to, it was really scary for her, but she would go to different classes and just do a 1-minute presentation, just encouraging kids who meet the criteria to volunteer, to give blood. You could, I think this is during Christmas time, but think about it, during the summer, there's so many ways to volunteer, whether you visit the Humane Society. One of my friends had her daughter donate old blankets, towels to the homeless shelter, or you actually go to the food bank. A lot of times they do it during the school year, but during the summer, it's just something that I think kids can benefit from, just learning how to practice compassion. I think one day, it was way before COVID, this little boy was watching us eat popcorn at the beach. And then the mom looked and said, stop looking. And I said, would it be okay if I shared popcorn? Prior to COVID, of course. And he was like jumping up and down and so happy that he got to have some popcorn. Nowadays with COVID, anything that is sealed, some parents would be, right, like hesitant, but I had packed some fruit, and it was a student that I knew, but I could not believe how happy this 5-year-old was seeing grapes. So that was my incentive. He did a little task, and then he had some grapes, and he was the happiest kid. So when you practice compassion, it could even be if you are near someone who has a dog. I would love to have someone offer to walk my dog. Someone that's trustworthy, of course. What else do I have? Oh, well, I was thinking, how do we get our kids unstuck from constantly thinking about, their own problems? Or I had someone who was just really upset that they had like a itchy spot on their skin, or that they had a I don't know, I think they fell and they had an owie on their foot, and all of their energy was poured into, oh my gosh, like life is horrible because I had this cut that happened 3 days ago. Or they see me with a little scar and they go, what happened, Miss Karen? And I just said, I think I don't know, I know I cut myself cutting something. You have to be really careful. You should cut it this way. And then you can tell that they're just kind of like heartbroken for you, right? Switch it around. Do something different. And this is for all ages. I just show, I know a lot of you guys I've been posting my paintings. That is my way of dealing with my emotional roller coaster. But I found this really fun, and it's a quick activity. Well, it might not be that quick depending on how much patience you have, but get a toilet paper roll. All you're doing is cutting. This is really good to practice patience, because you see this? You have to cut many, many, many slits in the toilet paper roll. You flatten it out, and it looks like this, right? So mine is red because what I did was I put a whole bunch of red paint, and I did this on paper, and this turned into flowers. All I did was I had another paper roll. Hey, it's my friend, Desi. And I just did this for the center. I think this is a cap from one of my supplements. Drew straight line, and you got a craft project. So I looked up other fun craft projects, and these are just things that you can do with all ages. Deslin actually shared something, I hope you don't mind, where she went to Ben Franklin, and I think this idea should be shared. What kid does not like to play with swords? And what she said, fun with painting. Yes, just come up with even finger painting. One of the things that I did right before, I wanted it to dry, but it didn't dry yet. I will post it. I found one of the rocks that Chelsea used to collect tons of rocks, and I got a rock and it said paint a rock. What I did was use my fingers and I put a whole bunch of gold on top. It is drying right now. I'm going to flip it over. And I thought this was fun. It was just, who would think that just paint and rocks, you hear about it, but actually do it. Get some paints and either paint rocks. You can just get even color crayons. I had someone that who I interviewed, and he would just get a whole bunch of crayons, empty it on a table, get a whole bunch of like wrapping paper or just sheet paper, and let his grandkids go crazy. And I've done this with older kids during tutoring. I do it either with a whiteboard on Zoom or in person, and talk about 5 minutes of free time where they just create. And I love when they say, okay, guess what I'm going to paint for you, or guess what I'm going to draw. And it's okay if you're wrong. I'm usually wrong, and they're like, no, it's not a frog. It is and it's something that might not look like what they meant to paint or draw, but it is something that makes them laugh. I have to do this activity that I did during the pandemic, and it is to make your own candles. Super easy. Go on Amazon, get a candle making kit, and we didn't realize, you can really make candles for a really affordable amount instead of spending $10, $12, even like $7, $5 for candles on sale. And it's just something that like you and your child will feel like we did this. You can put a lot of different scents in it. I'm thinking of putting dried flowers on top, but think of something that your child never did before and just try it. Some of them they might not like to do. I had a mother say that the son did not want to do whatever it was, but they did it, and then you could tell he kind of sort of got into it. And if they don't like it, guess what? It's okay. I know a lot of us feel like, oh my gosh, I have to make sure my child is entertained, or my child is happy, or my child is fed, or my child is, just okay. But how will they experience the multitude of emotions if we keep avoiding negative ones, right? So I know some kids, of course, during tutoring as well, they're like, I don't want to do this. This past Sunday, it was someone's birthday, and she said, Miss Karen, it's my birthday. I don't really want to do this. And so I had her draw a birthday cake and had her do different brain exercises and write about her birthday cake. And she kept saying, can we end early? Can we please end early? And before you knew it, we actually went a couple minutes overtime. But it really is the mental mindset, because we think, oh my gosh, we need to enjoy our special day. I do that whenever I don't have any students today. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to have fun. Well, sometimes unplanned activities can be fun. Going to a nearby park, or maybe somewhere in your neighborhood that you rarely venture out, and just look around. I just read the benefit of just walking in nature. Noticing what's out in nature can actually increase your endorphins and just, release dopamine and just make you feel better. Who does not want that? So get out there, move, candle making kit, sword, PVC pipe and foam. Who would have thought? When Destin shared that with me, I thought, oh my gosh, I think everyone who has, kids who are into the swords and now fencing. I had a child, one of my students who took fencing lessons, and I remember if you're into Star Wars, you spend so much on this lightsabers. You can make your own. Put little lights on it. And so this is just a quick thing. I just thought, I'm going to do, I might practice this one about taking a break and doing nothing, since I've done 115 consecutive Facebook Lives. I do enjoy it, but I thought, you know what? Maybe I can practice taking like the next 4 consecutive Wednesdays off, and maybe practice one of the craft ideas or do something that I've never done before. So I'll let you know. Maybe my Facebook graphic will be, Facebook Live graphic will be, guess what? No Facebook Live this week, and instead I invite you to, and I might suggest something that you folks can do, either solo, as a family, or just put yourself out there. I just read one of the things that we should do, and this is to increase our mental health, even though it sounds scary, and it is scary, is to get yourself out weekly and do something really terrifying. And it doesn't have to be, parasailing or jumping out of a, doing the skydiving, but it could be maybe going into a store that you've never been to, or a beach that you've never been to, maybe getting lost. That's terrifying for me. I got lost yesterday, and I just thought, I don't do well with getting lost. Choose an experience or a situation that makes you a little scared, and then put yourself in there. Put yourself in that situation that causes you to just feel like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this. Sit with it. Deep breathe through it. And then find yourself realizing that you just survived that scary experience. It'll increase your confidence. You might even experience regret. But what you focus on is you did it. You did the thing that was really scary. I've been doing that a lot the past 2 years. Every time I do an interview, or sometimes when I interview someone, I don't know why, I just get extreme nerves get the best of me. Deslin, my soul sister, always has the magic power to calm me down and see that, you know what, it's okay. So I'm here to tell you guys that it's okay. You guys do not have to have your kids be productive and prepare. You know, my whole thing is brain building prepares you for the upcoming school year. But I am tutoring kids who are experiencing so much stress that they're forgetting a lot of basic skills. And at first I thought, oh my gosh, what's going on? They don't know their basic, computation, or they're forgetting how to write a letter, letters of the alphabet. And I thought, you know what this means? It has nothing to do with their competence. It has nothing to do with their intelligence or their potential for academic success. It doesn't mean that they're going to fail. It just means that they're stressed out. And what they need is permission from their parents to do absolutely nothing. Let them get up at 2 p.m. I don't know if you have kids, but that's a personal thing that I'm dealing with. Not subjecting our values and our shoulds on your children. Super hard to do, but I thought, wow, what if we released the shoulds? Try for that one day. If your child doesn't want to eat his vegetables, if your child doesn't want to take a nap, yes, they'll be grumpy, but you can handle grumpiness for a day, right? And then also teach them that being grumpy is normal. We don't need to avoid being grumpy, avoid being depressed or anger or even bored. That we should learn to embrace all emotions without judgment. And I hope I'm not going on a tangent and just rambling. Anyway, thank you for watching. So much for doing a short Facebook Live. But thank you guys, Mel and George and Deslin. You guys are just the greatest. And anyone who is watching this, my suggestion to you is make time to do absolutely nothing. Okay? Have fun. Enjoy your Wednesday. And I will let you know if I decide to go live next Wednesday, because after 115 consecutive lives, my daughter Chelsea said, but you're on a roll, Mom. And I said, yeah, but you know what? I think I'm going to practice my suggestion on doing nothing and being okay about it. Take care, guys. Bye.